Okay, hello everyone. We are currently like a day and a half out from the Guelph Punk Rock Flea Market that I'm attending. This video is going to be kind of like a behind the scenes of getting that ready and like going to the Punk Rock Flea Market and all that sort of shenanigans that's going on there. Right now, I have these screens that I got made like literally, I think like 2 years ago, and I've never touched them. The goal in the next day and a half is to get some custom one of one screen printed shirts of shirts that I already have and like thrifted tees. So what I'm gonna do is basically take the shirts that I are pre-loved, pre-owned, throw them on the ground, and take this giant screen and kind of do my own screen printing over top of them. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, come with me on my journey to the Punk Rock Flea Market. I'm also gonna have to go through all the t-shirts and like organize what is light colored and what is dark colored, because each of them is gonna need a different screen print color. Right now I only have black, so we're only gonna be doing the light colored shirts, but eventually I'm gonna go to black and all the other colors. So that's what I'm gonna have to do right now. Okay, so you guys are now gonna get a glimpse as to how my brain kind of works. So I just went through some of these t-shirts. I realized that I didn't have as many t-shirts as I thought to screen print on, but I also had the thought that I do have some tote bags that are sewn and ready to get screen printed. I had this whole idea of wanting to get these tote bags screen printed on that were all like hand sewn. So anyway, I'm now going through the thought process of maybe trying to see about getting that screen printing machine set up and seeing if we could do some tote bags. So kind of flip-flopping around on some ideas, but this is an example of my brain and how it kind of goes back and forth on things. So I'm gonna go see about how this screen printing machine will work and if it's possible to get some of these tote bags done for the market as well. So let's go see that. So my whole plan for the day kind of changed. Now I was trying to figure out how the screen printing machine even worked. I got it as a birthday gift one year and I haven't used it. I was kind of honestly nervous to use it. So this is my first time going ahead and actually going to print something on here. So I had to adjust fully the platform where the bags would get screen printed and adjust where the screen holder itself. I was kind of doing this blind, but I think it turned out. Okay, I think I may or may not have it set up properly. We got the tote bags here, we got the screen here. We have this really jank weighted setup here so that hopefully the screen printing machine doesn't tilt over onto me when I apply pressure. So right now I'm gonna try to, on this screen in particular, this is a new screen completely separate to that other larger screen. This is the smaller screen meant for this little setup that I got. There's 3 designs on here. I want this main large one here, so I'm gonna have to masking tape or like painter's tape off these 2 designs on here so that only this design ends up on this tote bag. So I went ahead and put painter's tape over the bottom 2 designs on the screen. The tape, however, was being really annoying and not actually sticking to the screen properly. So I got really worried that it would fall off when I was doing my screen printing, but luckily it stayed on and everything turned out okay. Okay, I taped it. It's definitely not the greatest tape job, but you know, we're doing a lot of DIY stuff here in the basement. So hopefully there, when I screen print it, the ink won't seep through these designs here. There's only one way to find out. Okay, so we got the Couch branded tarp to go under the screen printing thing. I got my stuff. I got the black speedball ink to screen print. I got the squeegee. And we got the scraper thing to scrape the ink onto the screen. Okay, so the last thing is I can't get this shirt dirty. This is my Tyler the Creator tour shirt. I hold it near and dear to my heart. So let's change out of this right now. Let's get screen printing. Okay, so the ink is on the screen. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flood the design and then do one solid pull, and hopefully the design comes out. So flood the design. Apply good pressure, and let's see how this looks. Okay. Pretty good. I just didn't apply enough pressure to the top part. So with the next few ones, I'm gonna just try to be a bit harder with the pressure. So I decided just to go for it to screen print on all these tote bags. I honestly got the hang of it pretty quickly with the amount of pressure and how many pulls I had to do on the tote bags. The first one was pretty rough, and I had some minor imperfections throughout the process, which I'll go into more detail just in a sec. But honestly, overall, the whole production process went really well, and I couldn't be happier with it. A lot of the totes turned out really, really good, except for some have a little bit of blemishes, but here I'll teach you guys. So here, this is a cause of actually over flooding and kind of pressing too hard too many times on the screen. So as you can see here, normally for the majority of these totes, I only did like a good 2 pulls, like very firm pulls, 2 of them. But this one, I think I did around 3 or 4. And as you can see here, the ink kind of bled through the screen in the ways I didn't want it to do, and has this gross little thing here and a little bit of flooding here. Not too bad though. This one is pretty good. And another tip or another little thing that I can teach you guys about screen printing is this one here. So either it's because of the material or because I didn't press hard enough, or a little bit of both. But anyway, on this burlap tote here up at the top, it's kind of faded a bit near the top of the print. And I think either I didn't press hard enough when I finished the print, or the burlap absorbed a lot of the ink down at the bottom, so that when it hit the top, it kind of evaporated or absorbed. I don't know, because as you can see on the bottom is a very clean print, but near the top it kind of faded. So this is a cause of not pressing enough. Because I was already in the mindset screen printing these tote bags, and I wanted to originally screen print on shirts, I decided to just go for it and screen print on a couple of these t-shirts I had lying around. It was super cool. I think it's really fun taking something that was unused and unworn and turning it into something really cool and new. Some of the shirts I just kept for myself because they're nostalgic to me, but the other ones I decided to sell at the Punk Rock Flea Market. Okay, so I just finished cleaning up the screen, and I kind of wanted to come and talk to you a little bit about the screen printing cleaning process and kind of what I learned at school doing screen printing. So if you were to ever burn your own screen or get a screen like this that I ordered online, basically if you were to screen print at home, when you go to clean up, after you finish cleaning your whole screen, you'll be left with still like a little bit of a halation. I think that's the word, or like it will look like the ink is still on the screen, but basically what happened is because you're screen printing, the ink has dyed the screen. So technically the ink isn't blocking the little holes in your screen, it's just that the ink has dyed the mesh itself. So a rule of thumb that I was taught at school is that if you hold it up to a light source, so you can see kind of here how it's a little bit foggy and black, but if you hold it up to a light source and you can see through the screen perfectly, then it's clean. Like the light goes through and there's nothing blocking, then the screen is fully clean, and you can just let it air dry and continue with the next print when you're ready. But I just thought that would be an important tip to tell all of you guys, just in case you are just like me and learning how to do this, because this is literally my first time printing or using this Arena screen print. The screen has lasted its first wash. We'll see how it holds up. It said that to not use water when cleaning the screen. It told you to use this like cleaning product, but I found that it just literally smeared the ink. I opted for spraying it with the hose and doing a light scrub with Dawn dish soap. That's my little lesson for you guys on screen printing cleanup. Okay, so it's the next day. I had to leave the tote bags and all the shirts that I screen printed yesterday sitting the air dry overnight just to make sure that they were fully dry. I was doing a lot of research on the internet about like what's the best way to cure the shirts and the totes when it comes to like water-based screen printing inks. And honestly, I was getting a lot of mixed sort of answers. All I have right now, the 2 options I have, are going to the laundromat and using like the industrial dryer that is at the laundromat, or heat setting or curing with an iron. And honestly, from my research, I feel like the iron, even though there's a lot of direct heat that can go straight to the design, I feel like the iron might be more inconsistent when it comes to actually curing the full design, because I wouldn't know if I like did it enough on one section. And the industrial dryer, I feel like it's like a constant sort of tumbling with the heat, so I might not put the whole batch into the dryer maybe I'll do it like half and half. I'm not too sure, just to make sure, to try my best to get a consistent heat throughout. But yeah, that's where I'm going. So I think I decided I'm going to the laundromat to do this. So we're heading there right now. All right, we made it. We're gonna start drying these babies. So we have the tote bags in one and we have the shirts in another. We have like 7 minutes left on the dryer. We put them in for 20 minutes. Hopefully that's enough time, but yeah, I had to separate them into 2 separate dryers just so that they could hopefully have an even amount of heat to cure the designs. To pass the time, I wanted to make a hand-drawn advertisement that I would put up on the bulletin board in the laundromat. So if anybody went in there to clean their clothes, they would get a little couch ad that they can look at. Okay, so we made it to the Punk Rock Flea Market. I didn't record any of the process of me loading the car because, you know, it's just simple loading in the car. But we made it, we're unpacking. Let the day begin. Okay, so we're fully set up. I tried to do a time lapse of me setting up my entire booth here, but literally I went to go check it and it didn't even record a single second. So you're just gonna get the final look at what my booth looks like. But the day is starting and it's gonna be great. I'm very thankful I had my friend Olivia help me out throughout the day, and my booth was right beside Matt and Danielle from the Inside Studios, so the day was already gonna be good. My booth was loaded to the brim with posters, my new zine, my new screen printed tote bags, these really cool upcycled bucket hats, the new couch crew cap, old shirts, new shirts, screen printed shirts, airbrush shirts, anything you could think of I had at the Punk Rock Flea Market. All right, so we just finished up the Punk Rock Flea Market. It was incredible. Thank you to everyone who came out to support me, to support the people here at the market. This was the first time I sold any of my airbrush pieces ever, and the support was crazy for the airbrush pieces. So you guys are making me work harder and I love it. So I got to make more airbrush stuff moving forward. Yeah, big thank you to Matt and Danielle and Olivia for coming and helping out at the booth and doing all kinds of just helping out, being good support. But yeah, it was really hot in there. It's really hot in this car, just because it was sitting out in the parking lot, but we're on our way home now. I'm recording this before I start driving because do not be on your phone while driving your car. Thank you to everyone who came out, and it was a blast.